Have you ever struggled to find the right word to describe something really big or really small? Let's delve into the world of language and explore some synonyms and antonyms of the word big. First up, we have sizable. This word means large, often used when referring to something that's quite impressive in size. For instance, you could say, "They live in a sizable house." Next, we have bulky. This word is used to describe something that's not just big, but maybe inconveniently so. For instance, she carried a very bulky package on the bus. Then there's vast. This word is used to describe something huge, often used in the context of landscapes or crowds. For example, a vast audience watched the broadcast. Monumental is up next. This word is used to describe something very big, often in a way that's impressive or overwhelming. For instance, cleaning the house before the guests arrive was a monumental task. Massive, often used to describe something very large, can be used in a sentence like, "They have a massive house." Tremendous is a word that describes something very great or large. For instance, "They were making a tremendous amount of noise last night." Next, the word immense. This is used to describe something extremely large or great. For example, "They spent an immense amount of time getting the engine into perfect condition." Colossal is a word used to describe something extremely large, like, "They were asking a colossal amount of money for the house." Gigantic is another word for something extremely large. For example, "The cost has been gigantic." Enormous is used to describe something very large in size, quantity, or extent, like, "He earns an enormous salary." The word giant is often used to describe a very tall person or something of great size. For instance, "a man of giant strength." Jumbo is a fun word used to describe something very large, like a jumbo-sized packet. Lastly, for the synonyms, we have whopping. This informal word is used to describe something very large, like a whopping 35% pay rise. Now, let's move on to the antonyms of big. Firstly, we have dwarf. This word describes something or someone very small, often abnormally so, like a dwarf planet in our solar system. Microscopic is a word used to describe something extremely small that it can only be seen with a microscope. Minuscule is a word used to describe something very small. For instance, "Salaries are a minuscule part of the budget." Minute is another word for very small. For example, "I've never seen a man with such tiny hands. They're minute." And finally, we have infinitesimal. This word is used to describe something that is so small, it's nearly impossible to measure. For instance, "Even in infinitesimal amounts, this poison can kill you." In conclusion, there are a plethora of words you can use to describe something big or small. From sizable and bulky to giant and whopping, there are many synonyms for big. On the other hand, to describe something small, words like dwarf, microscopic, minuscule, minute, and infinitesimal provide great alternatives to the word small. So the next time you're searching for the right word, remember this list of synonyms and antonyms. Language is a vast, colossal world, and there's always something new to learn.